I'm having two problems with my blower motor. The first one is the blower motor only works on high speed. The other problem is with intermittency. For demonstration purposes, I wrap this yellow twist tie around the wire going to the blower motor. Barely move the wire and you get this. The plug isn't able to establish a continuous connection. To get at the blower motor, first remove the glove box. Then we'll need to remove these two screws to access the bottom of the blower motor. And this plastic flap needs to be pulled up as well. Now we can move the computer unit out of the way and see the blower motor. It's up here a little bit. It's right there. Okay, I got a better look at the plug, and it's going to have to be replaced, for sure. The old plug is cooked, the plastic is melted, and the metal contact points are corroded. This thing is toast. Let's drop the motor and see the electrical connection there as well. It looks good to me. I don't see any corrosion. Now let's go back to our first problem. This is the resistor for the blower motor. It's hidden under the dashboard at the firewall. This thing, most likely, is the reason why our blower only works on one speed. When they start going out, that's what they do. They only work on one speed, usually high. The resistor is held into place by two 6mm bolts. You can also use a 7/32 socket, which seems to work a little bit better. If you remember right, the resistor is right under here. But since we already filmed it once, I won't have to show it again. Whenever you buy a resistor from the junkyard, it's going to be a gamble on whether or not the circuit board is good. It may or may not work, but I think it's worth a try considering a new one for a Pontiac Vibe costs $40 at AutoZone. The pigtail would have cost another $17. We got ours for $3. Again, I'm using a 1/4-inch swivel socket attached to a 6mm socket. For the next step, let's make sure we disconnect the battery. I'm splicing the pigtail into the wires going into the motor, and I don't want anything to short out accidentally. Match up the wires color-wise, or else it's not going to work right. Negative to negative, positive to positive. I'm using butt connectors that I had on hand, and they're a tad too small. I would suggest using a yellow butt connector instead. These are the smaller blue ones, and I don't think they're quite large enough, but they worked. Plug into the blower motor, reconnect the battery, and let's turn on the ignition to see if everything works. We have air on low setting. Great. We have air at medium, medium high, and high. Perfect. Our job is done.